Good morning. Welcome to the First Existentialist Congregation of Atlanta. We are going to open with a song that Jean will announce. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Please find your seats and sit down. I'm going to start with the lighting of the flame. Welcome. So Jean is going to announce our first song. Jean Heinrichs is our musician today. Let's give her a hand.
I need that. Thank you. So the first song is Wendy Yahoo. And I'm not sure, does everybody here know it? Are there some new people here?
There's new people.
Okay, well then, I'm going to sing a line and you all sing it back, and we'll go through it like that, so the new people can get in the groove. Don't until we start. We'll stay. I need something back. Okay, so Wednesday.
Welcome to all. We are a spiritual community based on existentialist and feminist principles dedicated to human liberation and the protection of the natural world. We make our spiritual home in the old stone church, which was hand-built by the African-American Antioch East Baptist Church. We acknowledge that racial animus drove those African Americans from this area, and we honor them and the powerful history of this place. We also acknowledge that in the 1800s, the Muskogee Creek people were driven from this land. We support justice for all indigenous people. I'm going to open with a poem by Mary Oliver called "Green, Green is My Sister's House." Don't you dare climb that tree or even try, they said, or you will be sent way to the hospital of the very foolish, if not the other one. And I suppose, considering my age, it was fair advice. But the tree is a sister to me. She lives alone in a green cottage high in the air. And I know what would happen. She'd clap her green hands, she'd shake her green hair, she'd welcome me. Truly. I try to be good, but sometimes a person just has to break out and act like the wild and springy thing one used to be. It's impossible not to remember wild and not want to go back. So, if sometime you can't find me, you might look into that tree, or, of course it's possible, under it. If anyone has a community announcement, you could bring it up to me. The table where Wade is standing, there's some paper and pens, so you can write it down. Go ahead and give it to me because we're going to be making the community announcements right after Marcia speaks. Is there anyone who's here for the first or maybe the second time who would like to be recognized? If you could stand. Tell us your name and how you found out about us. Yes.
Hi, my name is Gypsy. I'm actually a true visitor. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, where I'm a member of the Unitarian Congregation there. And I'm here because I'm a member of the Seed and Feed March of Abominable, which makes use of this facility. So I've been here when I already have many happy memories, even though this is my first Sunday morning. And it just worked out. We had a gig last night. I was like, I'm going to go see what they're up to on Sunday mornings.
Welcome, Gypsy. Anyone else? Yes.
I'm Alex Soltoff. I got a flyer at the Union Park Festival in the parade, and it looked really cool. Happy to be here.
Welcome. Yes.
I'm Amber, and I Googled you.
So if you look at your bulletin, there's a connection card pulled out. If you want to find out more about us, leave your email. We'll add you to the weekly email blast that comes out. Sarah Drew is going to be sending them out, and you'll get to see what's happening. You'll also be on the list for the newsletter, and that also gives us a lot of information about who's going to be speaking and other activities we have going on. Is anyone having a birthday or anniversary or has had within the last week or so? Yes, Richard, you want to come forward? You can sing happy birthday.
Sure. It's Tuesday. I'll make a big 7-2.
La 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 la. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday to you.
think we need another congregational song. What do you say, Jean?
Yes, this one is in the new songbook addendum, Come and Go With Me, and they're alphabetical, so A, B, C, right? Come and Go With Me.
So this is the folder. Which means a lot of the work is up to us. We do have a fellowship minister. Reverend Marcia Mishner will come forward and give a few words.
All right. Great to have you here this morning. You're a good-looking crowd. Nice a lot. Smiles on your faces. If you were here yesterday, then you know what raising the roof sounds like. Because we had a marvelous event yesterday with the Antioch East Baptist Church, original members who built this magnificent space that we are in. And they came, the choir came and sang for us yesterday afternoon, and boy, did we have a good time. I mean, there was so much energy and good feeling and excitement. It was a wonderful event. Thank you so much, Edith Kellerman and the members of the Directional Assistance Project for putting that together. I said at the end that I was ready to book them for the next event because it was a wonderful time and very moving, loving, and so I hope that the next time, if you weren't here yesterday, that you'll make sure to put that on your calendar and come the next time. One of the things that one of the members said to me afterwards was, Minister, the only thing that you forgot was, whenever we have an event like that and everybody's all really gotten going, is we should have passed the plate. We'll make up for that later in the service today. So don't worry about that. But thank you so much for coming. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and so I hope that you go out, that you enjoy the service, but then you go out and that you enjoy life, that you're good to one another, and that you put only good energy out into the world. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I have not gotten any community announcements. And I would like to call forward Marty Kelman. She was our representative at the UU General Assembly. So come on up, Marty. You want to use this mic over here?
Yes, the board appointed me, and I was very happy to represent. I was the Unitarian Universalist delegate, for those of you who are Unitarian Universalists, to the Unitarian Universalist General Assembly. I want to say for those of you, especially who are UU, if you want to get with me afterwards, and I can tell you a lot happened. Our purposes and principles, for example, were almost completely redone after 15 years, so I'm happy to share that. But for everybody, there was an action with immediate witness passed to oppose Cop City. So I wanted to just give you a little language about it. So,
Sure.
whereas the Unitarian Universalist Association, the Unitarian Universalist Mass Action, UUMA, and the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee have already joined more than 50 local, state, and national organizations calling for Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens to terminate the city's list of the Uni Forest to the Atlanta Police Foundation and resign his position as mayor. Therefore, be it resolved that we recognize the momentum of collective action to demand social change, and we call upon the UUA and its member congregations to stop cop city. So, it's one show.
We are going to have about 5 minutes of silence. So you may pray, meditate, cogitate, and I will let you know when time's up. We are going to have another congregational song.
This one is in the pink songbook, page 13. We gather together. And let's do verses 1, 3, and 4. Let's skip the second verse. So 1, 3, and 4. Charlene, this is for you.
Aging seems to be the only available way to live a long life. Kitty Collins. We are a generous and giving congregation, so if a couple of people would come forward and help to pass out the plates. We will be treated at the same time by special music by Gene Heinrich. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
So, I'm aware, I generosity of the musicians yesterday. It wasn't just their quality, although it was their generosity too. And so I'm so happy that you all are singing today with that generosity. You're letting it come forth. And maybe I'm projecting, but I mean, I think it's different. So thank you very much for that. And I've been working on this song forever, but I just stayed up all night to finish it because I was so revved up. And so I want to teach part of it to you. This is the kind of refrain thing. It's you got to howl and sing the blues away. Okay? You got to howl and sing the blues away. So that's the lyric. Okay, and so this is how it goes. You got to howl and sing the blues away. Oh, you got to howl and sing the blues away. Oh, one more time. Howl and sing. story. This old black artist that was a sharecropper on one of those Canberra PBS things. They quoted him as saying, you've got to participate, and this is a quote, you've got to participate in the blues. You've got to howl and sing the blues away. So, I wrote that down. Thank you all.
Our speaker today is Charlene Ball. She's going to speak about Does Wisdom Come with Age? Charlene is a longtime member of First E. She formerly worked at the Women's Studies Department, now called Women, Gender, and Sexuality. She is an author. She has written a book, Dark Lady, about a person who may or may not have been Shakespeare's Dark Lady of the Sonnets. She also, with her wife, me, has co-written 2 mysteries. One has been published, Murder at the Estate Sale. The next one coming up in the fall will be Murder at the Book Sale. So please welcome Charlene Ball.
Hello everyone, I'm Charlene, and I guess I know most of you in the room, or most of you know me, so I'm really glad to be here. So the question is, does wisdom come with age? Someone in the congregation asked me the other night and asked for the answer, and I said, well, you'll have to come on Sunday to find out. And so she's here. We shall see whether there's an answer. Okay. A couple of decades ago, if I were going to talk about age or aging, I would have talked about how most of our ideas about aging were determined by culture, and that most of the negative ideas about age and old people come from beliefs we learned from culture and family. After all, we live in a culture that glorifies youth and definitely thinks that youth is better than age. People try to look young. People try to be young and think young and get their faces done with plastic surgery and all this and exercise. And so we talk about, is the president too old? Is anybody too old after 30 to do anything? And then I had read Morgan Rose Galette's books entitled Aged by Culture. The title is pretty much telling what she's saying, and Declining to Decline, which is also pretty self-evident. So I decided I would decline to decline, and that I would be aware of how culture tries to age me and how I am expected to perform a certain way when I'm old. I'm expected to act a certain way, and look a certain way, and dress a certain way, as my parents and grandparents did, and talk about my ailments. And so I was determined not to do that. Also, many people my age, my generation, have learned that they don't want to look and act old, so they exercise, and they have learned about nutrition and how they can make themselves more healthy as they age. And so, and if we live in Atlanta, we have access to almost too much good medical care, because we have Emory's everywhere, and Grady is there for everyone, really. And so if we do have something bad happen, we can get medical treatment if we have health insurance and if we have Medicare. And unfortunately, Medicaid is not expanded, but people who have it can access it. So class does make a difference. I'm the first to be aware of that. I mean, I'm not the first. I'm very aware of that. And I'm aware that I am privileged, you know, with class and education and with race, that I can access medical care, that I can know about aging and know about nutrition and know about things so that I don't have to be the way my parents were. Well, my parents never reached where I am. I'm 80 now. My oldest parent died at 71. The other one died of cancer at 55. She could have been saved nowadays, but they didn't have chemo then and things like that. So I'm very fortunate, very privileged. And so I decided I oppose all forms of ageism. As I said, I declined to decline. I refused to define myself by narratives of weakness, sickness, and declining, getting older. I argue with people who say that age is just a number, and that you're only as old as you feel, and call me young lady. I say that those words imply that age is not good, and young is good. To call me young lady implies that I want to be young, and I feel that what I am is well earned, and I feel that age brings me a great deal. So I argue with people like that, and sometimes they get irritated at me. Like the person who's giving me anesthesia for my heart stent called me young lady, and he got kind of irritated when I said I didn't want to be called young lady. He said, well, I'm older, I'm getting old. Yeah, you are, nothing wrong with it. But I don't believe in aging. Yet, I don't believe that age is a leap. I don't believe in aging. Yet the body does change. We have to admit that. It's not just culture. It's not just society giving us messages. I realize at 80 that I'm in a different kind of body. It just isn't the same body anymore. It can't do all the things it used to be able to do. And mine wasn't able to do all these things that athletes and a lot of you can do, but it cannot do those things anymore. Although my mind seems to be the same, I admit that my memory isn't what it was. I grasp after words, nouns especially. And, I'll very often say that what you do over there, or call something by the wrong name, and say, you know what I mean. So the other day I had a brain glitch when I went to get a pair of windshield wipers, and I forgot the make and model of my car for a moment. Oh, was it Mazda? No, that was the other one. No, it's now a Honda Civic. I remember it because I named it Civi, so I can remember it. So things happen to the body. As I said, I had a stent put into an artery recently, and my heart doctor now gives me over twice as many pills as I was taking before. That does fall along with maybe they are over-medicating us as we get older. Maybe they assume we need all this medication. I'm going to bring it up with her and ask, can I get along with fewer pills, But I am recovering very nicely. I walk every day, most days, and I do yoga, and I go to rehab. I enjoy exercising. I told my rehab person that I'm not athletic because I'm too clumsy, but I have always enjoyed exercising and yoga and movement and things. Yet every afternoon the urge to nap pulls me toward my bed. My bodily functions are changing in ways that are problematic, to say the least. So now the thought of travel brings not excited anticipation, but dread of walking up and down stairs, dragging a suitcase, panting in exhaustion, worry whether I'll be able to step or jump over the gap between the platform and the train. And when I'm giving a talk for this here, I'm so grateful for the handrails now, because the thought of the sight of stairs without handrails give me a very negative and dreadful feeling that I have nothing to hold on to. I have to realize it's not just culture, it's not just society. It's real. It's what's happening to my body. It's what's happening to all our bodies. But I can say that I accept aging. I don't think that young is better than old. I don't want to be called young lady. I don't want to be told that age is just a number, because I respect old people. And I feel that we have mental acuity, and wisdom, and that we didn't have when we were younger. More about wisdom later. I feel that our brains make connections better than they used to sometimes. Even if we lose words, we make other connections. We can see a problem and see to the solution faster than we used to be able to. And our bodies have muscle memory. They can go right to using this tool or that tool, even if they're not strong enough to lift it, but we know what, we can remember what to do. So there is knowledge in age that we could impart to others if they were willing to hear it. And sometimes they are, thank goodness. Some people say that when people enter the second half of their lives, or the third half, they become more introspective, more seeking. They seek to know themselves. They seek spiritual insights. They seek wisdom. And I too seek to know myself. I believe that the unexamined life is not worth living, like philosophers say. I seek spiritual insights, what they may be, but I don't have much of a belief in the meta world. I seek for wisdom. But when I was young, I scrutinized my thoughts. I tried to understand everything. I tried to analyze my dreams. I sought knowledge. I believed that I had a shadow side that held secret knowledge and wisdom that I could access. But now I find I'm less introspective. When I spend time alone, I don't think about my dreams. I don't think deep thoughts. I can hardly remember my dreams anyway. But I think about things I need to do. I think about my waking life, my responsibilities, my tasks, what I have to do next. I think about my obligations to others. Elaine Padgels, in Why Religion, quotes Viktor Frankl. He's one of our people that get quoted around here a lot, on the meaning of life. Viktor Frankl says, we need to stop asking about the meaning of life and instead think of ourselves as those who are being questioned by life, daily and hourly. Life ultimately means taking the responsibility to find the right answers to its questions and problems, to fulfill the task which it constantly sets for each individual. Being questioned by life. I like that phrase so much. We are being questioned. Life is asking me what its meaning is. What are the right answers to its problems? When I took my last job, I would say a little prayer or invocation most mornings. May I fulfill my responsibilities to the best of my ability, and may my ability increase daily. It gave me a sense of peace and honor to say this. It helped quell my constant anxiety about almost everything. So can it be that the meaning of life is just to do what you're required to do? To fill your responsibilities the best that you can? In Shakespeare's last performed play, he may have not written all of it. The Two Noble Kinsmen, a character ends by saying, let us be thankful for that which is. And with you, the other person, we dispute that are above our question. Let's go off and bear us like the time. Be thankful for that which is. Bear us like the time. I am thankful for each day, for the morning that urges me outside, to feel the new air, to hear the soft silence, to see clouds moving across the sky. Bear us like the time. That could mean to be a conformist, to conduct ourselves as we are required and expected to do, not to try to be different, not to go against the flow. A little disappointing, but Shakespeare didn't know everything. We know he was a bit of a conformist. But it could mean, I could interpret it to mean bear us like the time, to meet the time with whatever we have, to meet our responsibilities, to meet it with whatever resources we have, to meet it with. To fulfill our responsibilities means to meet what challenges life presents us with, for others and for ourselves. We will have challenges as we change. We will lose abilities. We will gain abilities. We will be called on to do things for others, to be strong for others and for ourselves. However easy or hard our end will be, there will be challenges and responsibilities, and we will need to be equal to them. So, does wisdom come with age? It depends. There are some old fools, as one person said the other day. Insanity means doing the same thing over and expecting the results to be different. I think I've learned not to do that most of the time. So wisdom comes not with age necessarily, but with experience. If we gain wisdom, we need to be aware, I think, of being aware of what is going on around us. Respond to it, not the way we would have, but the way we would now. Not the way we would have in the past, but the way we would now. We need to know what up with which we will not put. You know, that's a great thing to remember, isn't it? We need to know what we can no longer do and what we can. Libby, my partner, said, well, she knows now not to go in over her head in the ocean anymore, after we were caught in a riptide and almost swept away. Yeah. Franklin Abbott said that he had learned to act his age, especially in the time of COVID, and not put himself at needless risk. One of the things I've learned is, for myself, is I need to have more compassion and be less judging of people. I don't know others' minds, what they're going through. They don't know mine. So if they judge me and think of me as someone that I don't believe I am, I can just ignore that. I can think only of what I need to do, not meet expectations that I may never be able to meet anyway. So maybe I have gained some wisdom. Maybe all of us do in a way, with age, with time passing, living. I hope that I can increase what I've learned as I continue on into this life, into the next stage of it. Listen to what questions it asks me and try to answer them. Try to meet the challenges that time will surely throw at me, that the times will throw at me. The times are throwing plenty of challenges at all of us, goodness knows. Fulfill my responsibilities. They change but don't go away. Do what I must and do what I love. Enjoy life in this world. Try not to be too much of a pain. And follow that old Southern injunction. Take care. Thank you.
So I'm going to have some closing words, and then we're going to have a song, and then that will be the end of our service. Sophia Loren said, "There is a fountain of youth. It is your mind, your talents, the creativity you bring to your life, and the love and the lives of people you love." So Jean, what's our final song going to be?
Page 89. Will, in the pink book, will the circle be working? Goodbye. Please rise, body and spirit, and able.
For freedom, people.